evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a GameStar presentation. Here we have the first game of in the League of Legends at Endurance Land over in Brisbane. We've had a little bit of a slow start, a couple hours late with internet worries and whatnot, but we are finally ready to get into this round robin. We have here Team Little Wraith and Team Vulnerability. My name is Coldblood, and helping me to bring this game to you will be Mendrix. How are you, boss?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Good. I hear you've had a hard day working today.
Oh, if you could say a hard day at work, I just
Oh, you're a public
well,
servant.
yeah, pretty much. I went to work early, got my stuff out of the way, and here I am, and happy to watch some League and cast some games.
Alright, so before we jump into Champ Select, everyone, we just want to thank the sponsors for helping support the Australian land scene. Hypernia especially, as well as Red Bull. They're there giving some energy to the players, as well as Brisbane, Pokemon HQ, and Game Traders. So, without further ado, Mendrix, we'll jump ahead into the Champion Select. For those who are unaware, we black out the summoners just in case the players are trying to see what the other side is running. They won't be able to until the loading screen comes up. Team Little Wraith will be on the left-hand side. They've banned out the Cass, the Yasuo, and the Leona. Not surprised to see Cass taken out. Hasn't copped the nerfs that they're planning for him yet. Yasuo, of course, very, very popular over in Europe and in Asia. In the mid lane, he's quite strong early on. Has a bit of a mid-game slump, but as soon as he gets a few items, he gets ridiculous. And then Leona, no one likes going against a good Leona as well, Mendrix. And I'm already excited because there's a Draven locked in.
Yeah, definitely. Draven's one of those characters that snowballs out of control when he gets those kills early, especially if he's stacking up those what's his little procs called? He's is it Fame?
League of Draven.
League of Draven stacks. That's true, the Adoration stacks. Yes, when he's got those stacks up, I've seen Dravens get roughly around 700 gold for simply one kill, just out of the blue, not including the gold from the kill.
It's a great mechanic because it rewards you for being good, and that is always a worthwhile thing in League. So for Team Vulnerability here, who are definitely the underdogs coming in, they're around gold platinum level in solo queue at least. Doesn't say anything about their team play. And Little Wraith were in the diamond, so the odds are definitely against our purple team or red team here, Vulnerability, and they've gone with the Shyvana Half Dragon and Alistair the Minotaur. So some pretty disruptive giant
forces
guys.
there, yeah.
Some big
definitely
people.
got some sort of disruptive forces there with the Alistair pick and the Shyvana pick. When she comes jumping into the battle, I'm unsure whether she'll be top or whether she'll be in the jungle. That's what we need to know. But she has copped quite a few nerfs with the introduction to the new patch.
Yeah, they took a little bit of damage off of her burnout and the early damage of her flame breath, trying to tone down that bully potential in lane. They just need to compensate with some late game scaling, I think. But regardless, she is a very strong pick still, particularly if you like to start fights whenever you want. If you have something, say, an Orianna or whatever. Gragas, Annie, and Jinx were the bans out for them as well. Jinx, not surprised to see her taken out. Very strong hyper carry. Annie still very powerful in lane, despite having less stun potential early on. Her Tibbers is on a lower cooldown, and I think we all know how much damage that can do, men. So it's fair enough.
Yeah,
to take that out.
It's literally a walking five Sunfire capes, pretty much a walking 5 Sunfire capes. Just
not to mention Tibbers can tank a hell of a lot of tower shots. That's something.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
They did buff that a little while ago.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just I remember that change actually when she came through, and all of a sudden Annie reappeared. Like, it was just no Annies, and then, hey guys, we're gonna buff Tibbers a little bit, make Annie give a little bit more AP ratios, and next thing you know, Annie's out on the scene, and not only is she in mid, she is in support.
Yeah, and I'd say a lot of AD carries not too happy about her becoming popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Very tricky to go against. Vladimir and the Jaxmus will be locked in by Little Wraith. They've also got a Kale, and they're thinking about Thresh for the support, which means that I think they'll have a Jax in the jungle. I mean, they could go Vlad mid and Jax top with Kale can jungle quite proficiently, but she's a lot better in mid, and Jax can jungle. He prefers to get some more gold, but he can be quite devastating to overextended lanes, and they will be going against the Shen and the Kate. I really like the Caitlyn pick here, Mendrix, as she is one of the few things Draven can't really dominate early on in the fights, and we know there's going to be an Alistair, so they've got a great combo for dealing with a Draven, whether it's controlling where he is, getting him away from the axes, or just straight up staying out of his range, which is quite limited. I do like that they've picked those picks up, and then Caitlyn will do more than Draven late game unless he is protected. And I mean, between Kayle and Lulu, he's got plenty of protection. There's a lot, and of course, he's going to have the amplification of the Hemo Plague from the Vladimir. So this is looking a little dangerous for vulnerability here. They need to have a mid laner. They need someone who can control the fight, maybe like a Lysandra. The Gragas has been taken out, so he would be a great pick to able to disrupt the fight.
I'm feeling an Orianna.
Orianna? I think that would be great with the Shyvana and the Shen.
Definitely.
And can deal with Kayle quite well. But we'll have to see what they decide to go for here. I really do feel like they need some kind of team fight control. There's just so much threats on the other team.
Just waiting to the last second here, and
okay.
whoa, okay.
Righto, so by control the fight, drop down on top of it, and, well, I mean, Draven is many things, but he's not slippery. It is...
They're cheesing him. They're doing a Shentheon combo.
Yeah, the Shentheon.
You're
gonna have a Spartan jumping down on you, and a ninja will appear.
Yeah,
right
next thing you know, it's gonna be a 4-on-1. It's gonna be interesting to see how it goes.
I mean, between we won't talk about the summoners, but just with the Stand United and the Grand Skyfall, which of course is the name of one of the James Bond movies, Mendrix. It is sung by that British woman. Can't remember her name. Starts with an A, I think. Adele.
Adele. Yes.
That's an
Rolling
awesome
in the
song.
Deep.
I do enjoy watching that one.
Everyone likes it. She's a very underrated singer now. She exploded for a bit, and then she's just sort of died down now.
I just enjoy the fact that she's not a stick figure with gigantic chest. That's you get pretty sick of those, you know.
Going against the trend.
She's actually talented, which is quite rare.
Yeah, well, there you go. Oh, everyone remembers of that particular song. I can't remember. With the glitters dropping down. I remember the film clip, but not the actual song. It goes to show.
Trying to remember what the song that one was. I remember the parody of it, which is how I know a lot of pop songs. But,
definitely. But going back to analysis here, with Caitlyn against the Draven's definitely a good pick, as you were saying. She can pacemaker where the axes are going to land, and if she's very good,
she doesn't throw a thing.
That's right. Peacemaker.
Pacemaker, I think is.
I think she might give Draven a heart attack. I mean, if it all you know.
give Draven a cardiac arrest. Probably the only thing that can take him down.
New ultimate, the new ultimate. Caitlyn. She's been reworked. Don't worry, guys. She's been reworked. But yeah, she can peacemaker into where the axes are going, and if she's good enough, she can drop her traps onto it as well.
Okay, so shout out to Maya Arcana, an awesome Dota 2 caster from Singapore. I was playing Cry of Fear with her and my best friend yesterday. That was great fun. We got very scared. But we'll talk about the summoners here, Mendrix. Of course, we can see the teleport being taken on the Shen. So I really like that decision because you can't allow the Jax to farm, or Vlad, either of them scale very well. And it looks like I was actually wrong. We will be having a jungle Kayle here, and she can clear quite well, but her ganks are
subpar. She's got a slow. She's got a slow.
Yeah, she's got a slow. She can speed someone up. She's good at doing pressure ganks, able to come into the lane and swing it in her laner's favor by giving him a heal, potentially save it. Like, she's a great counter ganker. That you can give that to her with her clutch heal, clutch ultimate, slowing someone down, just shredding their resistances apart. And then I would imagine this would be an AP Kayle, but back at the end of Season 2, we did see AD Kayles coming out, and it can be done.
She'll probably go a bit hybrid here, considering because you've got hybrid damage from both Jax and the Kayle coming in. That'll definitely mess up how they want to how they would like to build in Team Vulnerability's favor. They might be a bit annoyed by that, but it's weird. Kayle's just, I've never actually seen her jungle before, so I can't really comment too much on it.
Because of her E, which is the Righteous Fury, she clears it relatively quickly, and of course her single target damage very good as well. She probably won't be leveling the I'm trying to remember what her Q is. It's a gigantic blast.
Reckoning, I believe.
Reckoning, yes, that's it. Probably not going to be leveling that. I would prefer to see the E leveled up to try and clear through the jungle. We're going to have Jax versus Shen up at top, and of course Jax going to be able to interrupt the Stand United at a moment's notice. And then Vlad versus Mantheon in the mid. That is a very, very bad matchup for our Team Edward over here. He has a lot of trouble against the Mantheon. If he can outlast Pantheon's mana pool, then he's fine. But just, starting with Flask, having a little bit of mana regen in the masteries, and this is definitely going to be sloped against Vlad early on. But he has to focus on surviving to the mid game. He's got to not allow Mantheon to push and then roam. And of course, Vlad can obliterate minion waves quite quickly, so he'll be able to counterpush that. Oh, looks like we have some challenges in here.
My oh my,
dear.
I'm feeling a bit worried. Is it Team Vulnerability that is, and Team Little Wraith is the challengers. Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting game, especially against the Mantheon and the Vlad. I'd like to see how a challenger Vlad goes against a Mantheon. Ooh.
Yeah, this is Gold versus Challenger, not the best of matchups for the Gold, but of course he has the Glaive Warrior Mantheon, which means he has the gigantic spears. Platinum Alistair, and of course Alistair can do ridiculous things. He can control a fight by himself. He'll be able to peel very well for the Kate, and she'll certainly need it with the Jax there. And we don't get to look at too much else. There was the Dark Flame Shyvana, which is not the one with the recall animation. Bloodlord Vladimir, which is the only one he doesn't throw the puns out, which is a little bit sad, but I digress. So we'll just quickly fix these up here. And there we go, Mendrix. We are into game one of this. Oh, I think it is a best of one just because we're in the round robins at the moment. It is Little Wraith versus Team Vulnerability. On the left-hand side, representing the blue. I was going to say Radiant, but I'm in the wrong game. It is a Trash Boat on the Soul Reaver Draven. He will be joined by Drop Dat Soap on the Dragon Trainer Lulu. We've got Porky on the Temple Jacks at the top. Bloodlord Vladimo will be Stars, and rounding them out, it will be Sexy Kitten Chelby on the Aether Wing Kale. And but before we go any further, Mendrix, I'd have to say Team Skin Battle definitely goes to Little Wraith.
Oh yeah, definitely in this particular case. They look very mean. Very, very mean. But not to say that, Team Vulnerability doesn't have anything cool. It's just that Shen seems to be, letting them down just a little bit, unfortunately.
Where's the Warlord Shen, eh?
Pretty much. Well, even Yellow Jacket Shen or, Frozen Shen, they look very nice.
Frozen Shen looks cool, yeah.
Definitely. But now, without any further ado, time to introduce to you Team Vulnerability. In the ADC form, we have Induced Shadow as Caitlyn. Then next up in Alistar, we have Forlorn Lee. Next up in the middle, we have Donkey Roller as the Mantheon.
I was going to say Drop That Soap is the best name in the game, but I'm having second doubts now.
I really like the Donkey Roller. It's pretty good.
Donkey Roller.
The Donkey Roller.
I wonder if he's trying to insult who he goes against.
Maybe it's possibly. He's just like, mate. Seriously, I'm gonna roll your donkey. Up top in the rocking the normal Shen skin is Fizzy McDizzy. He's gonna be helping leash our jungler there, Shyvana Heracleon. Wow, they always give me weird names.
Heracleon.
Seriously, Heracleon. There we go. Heracleon. I think it's supposed to be a lion Hercules. Maybe that's the case. Who knows?
So, a lot of damage in the mid, like we said. What did the Mantheon go with? He's got a longsword. He wants to do tons of damage, and just like that, Vlad is taking a heck of a lot. He's already been forced to burn the potion. Mantheon has a couple still in his belt, so Stars is going to have to be very, very careful here. The jungler on the other side, Shyvana, not the best at applying pressure to him, but if she manages to get up and get an auto attack off with the red buff before he drops into the troll pool, he could be in a lot of trouble, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this mid lane here. Very interesting to go with the longsword. I personally would have gone Flask, but I'll have to see how it works for him. And then down at bot, we've already got a lot of damage going on to Kate. We have the Alistair pulverized used on the Lulu. This is very smart by the Little Wraith guys here, men. They've rushed for the early level 2 and they've used that experience to get some lane control for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see, Trashbow here is pushing up quite hard. That way it will stop the pushing effect that Caitlyn has on her long range. If she tries to harass, she's going to cop some minion hits.
Yeah, Okay, so it looks like both junglers going to have a wave at each other in the mid. A lot of pings going down. Stars knows that he has to back off here, as Shyvana is round with the double buff. She does have flash. There's no exhaust or anything, so she will be able to gap close quite efficiently. We'll point out the difference between the supports items here, men. We've got the Ancient Coin on the Alistair, which means he's going to be able to stay back and get the triumphant roars off. We've got Doran Shield on the Lulu, which kind of tells the story of the previous 2 minutes. They want to force the fights, they want to be brawling it out, and she's going to be quite durable compared to the Alistair, who is actually fairly squishy. In the mid lane, we have the Vladimir's going to be taking down the Mantheon under his tower, but Shyvana is in there. Kale's going to try and save Vlad here. Will he go down? No, they do end up saving him, and that is a first blood to the Vlad, and then a follow-up kill to the Kale, and even Porky was down to ensure that happened. So very well played by Little Wraith there. Unfortunately, Heracleon could not follow up that engage there.
This is definitely an excellent play, and right now they're just getting some free damage onto the mid tower while Vladimir heads on back to heal up and consolidate what he's winning lane.
Oh, well, he's got 1300 in his pocket at the moment. He could go Revolver or he could go Seekers. He does go for the Seekers. Probably the better choice in the end, as Mantheon's going to ramp up very quickly in the damage once he gets, level 3 in the Spear Shot. Of course, it will crit at low health thanks to Heartseeker Strike. Porky is still ahead in the CS despite doing that roam down to the mid lane. The CS in the mid is very much in Vladimir's favor, which is terrible. As an early bully, Mantheon really should be on top of that. Down at the bottom lane, certainly in Trashboat's favor at the moment as well. And oh no, she wanted that cannon minion, and it was the death of her there.
Pretty much, she just wasn't careful there, and as you can see, basically drop that soap. Yeah, definitely a good name. She's been, oh my god, up top.
No, in the mid, that was very unfortunate for Donkey Roller. Beautiful pull timing on the Stars. He manages to just avoid the Heartseeker Strike. Oh, well, a few strikes from it at least, and that will get him there. So our challengers, Little Wraith, they are living up to their border color for sure, and looks like Kale's going to be heading into the jungle. Looks like she's going for the PvP Reckoning as opposed to the Righteous Fury clearing speed, which is definitely fair enough, as she is looking to be able to duel Shyvana rather than try and counter jungle. You're not going to outclear Shyvana. You might as well have the single target damage. Now it looks like up at the top lane, will there be a dive onto the Shen here? He just goes ahead and dashes out. The tower will not go into Sexy Kitten here, and Mick Dizzy's going to flash back to the safety of his tower. Ignite goes off, and the spinny helicopter jacks will not get the stun off, but they get the kill in the end. I believe Kale picked that kill up. She's now 3-0, and 3-0. Porky going to be pretty happy with that assist. Of course, he did get the experience of the second kill that Kale picked up, and things going from bad to worse for vulnerability here.
Yeah, definitely seeing. I liked how when she threw her Reckoning out then to hit the Shen, it was a perfect timing. She took no turret aggro then.
Yeah, it was too far away from the tower to pick up the aggro there. A lot of AP on this Kale, which explains why she's bursting people so incredibly hard. Down at the bottom lane, Draven is going to get knocked into the tower. It will not throw a shot at him. Barrier will save him for now. Ignite goes off on the Kate, and she gets a last shot off on to the Lulu, but it is not enough. And holy guacamole. Looks like a burn build coming out on the Kale, despite the fact that Lizard Elder only procs on physical damage now, the true damage at least. So she's going to be hitting harder, but not burning things, only burning the things that she single targets. So I'm wondering if we're going to see a Leandries come out next, or will she go for the Naturals?
Be interesting to see how she goes, because to be honest, the Spirit of the Elders, I was surprised. I thought she'd go for the Spectral Wraith. But for the extra, stacking AP ratios that she gets when it comes through with her passive, the Holy Further, but... Oh, did they change that recently? No, they have changed that. I remember before she used to scale off AD and AP, but now they've changed it to be armor and AD shredding. That's right. Silly
yeah,
me.
no, that's a change from a few years ago, my friend.
Really?
Oh, Stars, he gets jumped on under the tower here by the Donkey Roller, but uses the pull to get out. Both of their ultimates are available. Of course, Vlad's much more useful in a 1v1 Black Ops, but Mantheon can throw a lot more damage out on demand, so we're going to have to see what happens there. The support's going to meet each other in the mid. Lulu going to be racking up the gold now that she has the Nomad's Medallion, as well as looks like she has Pickpocket, and whichever mastery it is that gets you money when a nearby ally...
I think it's Bandit.
Minion. Bandit, yeah, that's it. Forlorn Lee, he's got his own Nomad's Medallion, but he's lacking the Doran Shield. He is not the tankiest of Alistairs. Does not have the Unbreakable Will yet either. As we can have a look at the CS for them both. How much Adoration is Draven at? I hope that's 118, because 18 wouldn't make too much sense.
Yeah, I believe it would be 118. But yeah, so when he hits, isn't it 2 gold plus 50 for the kill when he takes it?
Yeah, I think something like that. Oh,
and that's not including the actual gold from the money kill as well. And up in the middle, looks like it's coming down. Looks like he's jumping to escape, but up. Hemoglobin took him out before he could jump.
Okie dokie. So that was not the right way to go for the Donkey Roller. He ran right into a full health stars, immediately threw down the Hemo Plague and followed up with the combo. Little bit of, well, trying to sky drop to become untargetable, but it was far too late. Herculeon going to dodge the Tides of Blood there, and do Shadow gonna use the barrier. It will save him from the Whirling Death, and now the Stand United will save Caitlyn here. Oh, that was very dangerous. That Alistair knocked the Draven towards the Kate, but it ended up working for them, and then they put themselves on the scoreboard with that one, but they are still 5,000 gold down at the 9-minute mark, which is disastrous. And now, of course, Jack's going to be able to freely push until Shen decides to teleport up, and that's going to be delayed even more. Now that, will the dive go down here? Divine Intervention is available. Nice taunt out of Frizzy McDizzy, but he may pay for it with his life. Lulu going to secure that one for herself.
Wow.
Kate going to be jumped on Vlad, and a nice combo from Forlorn Lee, but the Divine Intervention may save Kale here. No, does go down in the end. That will go to Kate. Gets a lot of gold for her trouble, as the top tower will end up falling after all that. It is now 6,000 gold in Little Wraith's favor, as poor Heracleon really can't do much at this point with the amount of control that Lulu offers. I mean, she's Zoom at the moment, but in the fights, she's going to find it very, very difficult.
Yeah, definitely. That Lulu is quite the player. Basically, she's been zoning out the bot lane from hitting Draven at any point in time. If they try to go close, she just zones them out, and Trash Boat capitalizes on the damage.
Oh, up at the top lane, poor Donkey Roller going to fall to Porky. How much gold is he rocking at the moment? He's almost got enough for the Blade of the Ruin King. That last hit there will give him enough for that. So he could go for, Phage and Boots, or could just end up finishing that off. Of course, Blade of the Ruin King rush against Shen, definitely a good idea. And there is very low kill potential between these two, unless Porky goes way too far. And he doesn't have enough mana, though. And actually, Taunt's going to go off. Dragon's Descent goes in. Nice stun by Porky. Does he have anything to get out? He still has the Leap Strike, going to jump over the wall, and there's nothing they can use to follow that. Well done by the Jax there to disengage. It blows the Dragon's Descent as well. Will lose his Pink Ward, but he'll certainly be happy to make that trade.
Definitely, and Little Ice Wraith living up to their name with their challenges inside their team.
I wonder if they smite the Little Rays to let them know they mean business.
And here we go, coming out, bot coming in for another dive by Kale. She just melted Caitlyn alive. Coming in to finish off to Alistar after he'd been muffined, and coming through, he might get the Draven. Nope. Reckoning finishes him off before he can get any damage extra onto him.
That was fancy play by the Alistair, but not enough in the end. Star's going to be going in. Mandrop coming down. He is very low health, though. Mandrop does a decent bit of damage as well as a Sphere Shot, but they end up disengaging when all is said and done. Stand United still not off cooldown. It is over 3 minutes.
Here comes Kale.
Oh,
coming
dear.
Through, and what? That was a good save by the Mantheon there. She's still chasing. She's still chasing.
This Kale is great at, manipulating the towers to not attack her. Sexy Kitten Shelby going to pick that one up. Has, once again, a killing spree at 6, 1, and 3. Is going to be going for the Nationals Tooth. Oh, Lulu, will she end up falling here? Yeah, the ace in the hole, actually. Okay. So, kill secured for Frizzy McDizzy there. He did catch them out with the Shadow Dash, though, so probably fair enough. Porky does have the Blade of the Ruin King. Sexy Kitten going to pop the Righteous Fury and start whacking away. The decision to go for Reckoning really worked out for her in the end. She didn't want to farm. She wanted to kill, and even then, I think even then, she's quite close on the CS with Shyvana. There'd be a massive gold difference there, though, 3,000 to almost 2,000 more. as Heracleon going to be jumped on by Porky here. Will the counter-strike go off? Does indeed. Frizzy McDizzy going to miss the Shadow Taunt. Porky trying to do a little bit of the 1v1. Pops the Blade of the Ruin King. Heracleon forced to flash out of there. Does have Dragon's Descent, but Frizzy McDizzy being worked on. Now Donkey Rider going to be coming in. Not sure if Porky can escape this one. Oh, he does. Once again, uses the trinket. Forlornly is here, and there's not a lot he can do unless he jumps to a ally. Does get Wild Growth there, but gets burst down by the Mantheon in the end. Forlornly trying to get the trample damage going on Stars. Gets exhausted, gets pulled as he is jumped on. Draven has joined the party and is throwing out a lot of damage. Whirling Death going to go on is called back too early to take down the Shyvana. That was a close one. The chase still on by Little Wraith. Stars healing a lot back. Takes a help pick shield to the face to stop some of the damage coming out. Draven finally cashing in that Adoration stacks that he's been saving up for so long. The dive is still continuing here. A lot of damage going down onto the Kayle. She has been taunted. Ace in the hole will be channeled, but again is wasted because Frizzy McDizzy once again securing the kill for himself. Nice little snipe there by the Kate, and Lulu will fall as well. That is a bunch of kills going the way of Caitlyn. Triple kill for her. Nicely done, Quadra. No, that is a triple on the Draven, and that's going to be a lot of money in Kate's pocket now, 2,000. But, I mean, it was 4 for 1 in the end, but, I mean, the tier 2 tower in the mid did fall. The other two looking pretty healthy, but 9,000 gold, it would have been at least 10 before then, Mendrix.
Yeah, definitely a nice turnaround there by Vulnerability by Induced Shadow. And it was just showing their raw power that they've managed to accumulate throughout the game, and they just got a little bit overzealous and ended up paying for it.
Okay, so I didn't really see a Hemo play come out of Stars there, so that might be what they need to get their massive dive going on there. With her gold, it looks like Bloodthirster and Berserker's Greaves are picked up by Induced Shadow as the pings go off on the Dragon. Assistance ping from Vulnerability. They want to try and contest this Dragon. It may be a little difficult for them though. Stand United is available. The Mantrop is going to come down. Beautiful combo out of Forlornly, and Shyvana will be coming in as well. Wild Growth goes on to Sexy Kitty as Porky once again going to jump over the wall, and Trash Boat just going to obliterate the Caitlyn. Double kill for the Draven as Hemoplague explodes there. Double kill for the Kayle as well. And that will be all she wrote for that team fight. Dragon and 5 kills going the way of Little Wraith. Triple kill on to the Kayle with a couple going over to the Draven himself, and they're going straight for the Jugular.
Pretty much, that was a fantastic Hemoplague by Stars, and he managed to get 4 of Team Vulnerability's players in that hit, and when it exploded, it took them down.
Oh yeah, he must have heard me, what I said about him, because he really pulled it out in that last fight. It was so well done as well by Vulnerability. Like, if they had the gold lead, they definitely would have won that. But the blue team just brute force their way through it. Forlornly will end up falling to the transfusion of Vlad there. Nice taunt goes out, and a shutdown will be picked up by Induced Shadow on the Caitlyn. Porky once again escaping, and he will be ignored for the time being. Trash Boat being protected very well by the Lulu, and will possibly turn this fight around. Induced Shadow going to take down Vlad. Drop that soap. Falls to the spear shot by Draven as flash behind him. The crowd is cheering for him as he picks up yet another double kill. He was going so passively. Now he is 6-2 and 6. Induced Shadow, there's not a lot he can do about this. Draven going to be jumping forward onto him. Red buff is on as well, using the combo to disengage, and now the Talisman of Ascension popped by Alistair. Porky going to be jumping on, and Fallenly cannot do anything about it. Trash Boat going to use the protection of Jax to work away at the inhibitor. Heracleon going to be engaged upon. What items does Shyvana have? She doesn't have much in terms of damage, so she's going to be pretty easily ignored here. Nice dodge by Porky to get away from the dash there, and it looks as though Little Wraith have been forced away from the inhibitor for now, but they've taken down the tower, and I mean, they're just ridiculously strong.
Those two, they're literally a 2-man army. For a second I'm like, okay, now they're gonna die. No, never mind, he dodged the taunt. Okay, now they're gonna die. They came back. Okay, never mind. They're just killing them.
Oh, this
okay,
is a cheeky Draven.
Very cheeky Draven. Very cheeky Porky as well. Or him and his, you know...
Oh, Forlornly! Oh dear. He just wanted a ward. Poor guy.
Isn't that the story of every support?
Yeah.
I was just trying to ward, man, I swear.
Getting killed by a, like, 20-0 Kayle when they go to ward.
Pretty much. Exactly.
Oh, drop that soap. He's going to pop the Talisman of Ascension. Nicely done. Uses the Wild Growth to get the Mantheon off of him as the Aegis of... no, what is it called? The Mantheon has the Aegis of... what is that? Zeonia.
Aegis of Zeonia, yeah, that's an interest. I have it's Zeonian. Leona? It's Zeonian. I think Leona might be involved. Yeah, no, Leona's a part of the tribe that.
Yeah, they're on Mount Targon, I know. Oh, Kale going to be going all in. Nice dodge on the Shyvana and the Alistair there. Mikhail's will be used by Lulu as well as the shield, but ends up going down. Whirling Death will be avoided for the time being. Meanwhile, at the top, we have a 1v1 Black Ops going on. Does get disengaged from Forlorn Lee, going in a little too deep there. Poor drop that. Oh, not poor drop that. So poor Forlorn Lee going to end up falling. Just wanted to match the enemy support blow for blow. Donkey Rider, will he take down the Lulu? No, gets juked by the Flash. Polymorph goes off as well. Whirling Death, not Whirling Death, sorry, United we stand. Going to be used. Taunt goes off on a drop that soap. Can he save himself? Glitterlance goes off and the flash away from Frizzy McDizzy, but they have vision thanks to Pix. Trash Boat and Porky going to be following here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Hemoplague going to go down onto the Caitlyn and to the Shyvana. Draven will get the kill on two Trash Boats on the Shen. Stars just going back and forth now. He knows that there is a lot of range on the Caitlyn. That Transfusion will give him enough health to survive. Tides of Blood on his way out, and he's not quite finished yet as the second of the tier 2s will fall up at the top lane.
And just battles growing out everywhere, and it pretty much, it's amazing how little Ice Rift will be controlling Team Vulnerability this whole game. They've been pretty much down men with every... oh, never mind, Full-on Lee. Full-on Lee showing him who the cow is.
One thing you got to say about Forlorn Lee, he is not afraid to go in.
Exactly, he's definitely not afraid to go in.
Even if it's 1v3.
Well, he's got, what's his ultimate called again? Is it,
Unbreakable Will.
Unbreakable, he's got Unbreakable Will, and he's still going for it, and they're gonna get Trash Boat for this.
Oh, the Shadow Taunt misses. That could be what, oh no, it looks like, oh, Trash Boat is gonna get a refresh on the Blood Rush, gets the Wild Growth, which will save him for now. Porky is gonna try and engage on the middle of the enemy team. Beautiful stun there, as Sexy Kitten Shelby is off to the side, doing tons of damage. Hekrelion will finally take down Porky with the help of the tower, but Sexy Kitten Shelby just going absolutely mad with Trash Boat on the Draven behind. The Mantheon will jump onto Kale. She uses the ultimate perfectly to stop as much damage as possible. Ignite goes down from the Mantheon onto the Lulu. Trash Boat just manning up and taking him down there. Ends up being 1 for 4 with a complete reversal on the 1 for 4 there. Heraklion, the sole surviving member. Looks like the Zephyr is now finished on the Kale. Triforce being worked on. Trash Boat going to use the barrier to try and survive. Heraklion's Dragon's Descent will be enough for Forlorn Lee to come in with the trample, take down this rampaging Draven. Now he's got the red buff. Can he take down the Lulu? Uses the Unbreakable Will to get rid of Glitterlance's slow and drop that soap. I don't think he can get out of this one. Ace in the hole to finish off. No Wild Growth will be used. Help Pix giving him a little bit of a shield, but the snipe comes out through in the end. Meanwhile, in the mid, Vlad going to be trying to take down the inhibitor by himself. I think he will manage it. Mandrop going to be used by the Pantheon here as Stars tries to turn it around onto Kate. Does a massive amount of damage. Hemoplague might be enough to take her down. No, she lifesteals through that damage there. Flash forward by the Donkey Rider. Tower comes out. Hits the Bloodlord Vlad is going into the wall. Now there is an exposed inhibitor on half health at the top. The mid inhibitor barely... well, it's still vulnerable, but vulnerability managed to hold on to it in the end. And looks like Porky wants to take care of one of the few remaining towers for the red team.
How you going there, Colin? How's the voice going?
Yeah.
There's too much. There's just too much. See them little Wraith everywhere, and looks like Heraklion is about to be found in a whole bunch of trouble right now.
Oh, there's not a lot you can do there. The Stand United going to be used, and they're going to try and turn it around, but Porky is going to dunk the heck out of Caitlyn, smashes down the weapon on her head. The flash goes off. Donkey Roller going to fold a Trash Boat off in, or near the blue area. Porky going to continue going in. He has no tanky items, and he does not care. He's going to survive as well. Kale putting out a huge amount of damage. The Kale Ultimate Divine Intervention will save him for now. Dragon's Descent will not take him down thanks to the Divine Blessing from Kale, and Heraklion does not know what to do, is surrounded from all sides, and ends up going down to the whirling axes, or the spinning axes of Draven rather. Poor Fallen Lee going to be hunted down by, oh, nicely done, wards over the wall and headbutts to the Wraith, but Kale is hot in bassoon, walks past the last remaining minion. He's still going. I don't care if the base is dying. We need to watch Fallen Lee escape. Looks like Donkey Roller gonna end up taking Porky down. Trash Boat as well. Well done by vulnerability there. Fallen Lee with the brilliant baits, pulling half the team away so that the base can be defended. Fallen Lee doing his duty as Alistair the Minotaur. And he does have his move quick boots, going to be traversing the entire part of the top jungle. And, well, I mean, the inhibitors are still alive after all this.
I know, I'm surprised after all of this action that's been happening. It's been a bit crazy. And as they're coming in right now, Lulu pops her, let's go, coming down, Kale will chase, and she just picks up the Kayla, no worries. The Hurricane down in trouble there, but she's got the protection of the turret, and Lulu walks trying to deal with the Shen, but Shen's just too tanky for her Lulu right now.
Okay, so Donkey Roller going to get the recall off. Sexy Kitten Shelby with the blue buff, going to be able to blessing herself. Talisman Ascension goes off by Fallen Lee, and well, the Divine Intervention doesn't do too much, honestly, but Mikhail's Crucible used to get rid of the taunt from Shen. I almost said Chen, that's a guy in Dota 2. Mandrop going to be coming down, lands smack bang on Lulu's head. Will Kale end up going down? She gets the Divine Blessing off. Fallen Lee once again with the follow-up spear shot going to get the Lulu very, very low. There's a Vlad rampaging inside their base, though. He does take down the inhibitor. Looks like Lulu has learnt from her support counterpart. Going to be trying to pull them away. The Vorpal Blade after the flash will be enough to finish it off. Star's going to flash forward. And will the burn be enough? Ace in the Hole going to go off. Dragon's Ascent to try and intercept him. Ace in the Hole did not fly out of Caitlyn's rifle, so she will have it once again. Don't knock Vlad towards Kate, for Christ's sake. There they go. Finally get down. Whirling Death. Oh! Fallen Lee forced that to turn around. That was brilliantly done. Looks like double kill by Porky going to go off. He's got a needlessly large rod because why not? Needs more things to whack them in the head with. Doesn't need a real weapon. And
you're just thinking, armor? No worries. I'll get you with my W.
Oh, jeez. Look at his AP. I mean, look at the ultimate AP ratio. That's a lot of damage.
A bit ridiculous. Oh my. Porky, oh Porky, Porky.
Okay, so the Draven is approaching full build now. As, well, Porky, we've already touched on what he has. Kale, continuing to work on the Triforce, has stopped farming, stopped killing. Is kind of, well, not stopped killing, but definitely not farming too well. As,
yeah, she's kind of sitting back more into a chasing position and just letting her friends pick up the kills. But she is still a stone hard killer at heart as she just slays that dragon right there. Oh. And in the middle right now, coming up, looks like nothing's going to happen. But pop the Talisman of Ascension coming through. Trashbird goes knocked away by Fallen Lee. There we go, there's Wild Growth on Porky. Porky's going through. Who cares if she's got a large rod? She's going to take them out anyway. And Kel comes and joins the fray. Fizzy McFizzy's trying to get away, loses away with a Shadow Dash, and seems to be okay. She's going in right now. She's popping her ultimate, and Trashbro takes out Fallen Lee. No worries, and looks like that is all for vulnerability. Little Wraith.
That was
just getting it now.
You have to hand it to vulnerability. They played brilliantly this game. They just outclassed from the start, and they've had nice plays, but too far behind. They just could not get anything rolling for themselves. Ace in the Hole will go off. Trashbro get him low. Heracleon cannot do much about it though. Has the Spectre's Cowl and a Giant's Belt. Still falls very quickly. The Jax will end up going down as Draven picks up a kill. Oh, double for the Mantheon with the Heartseeker. Will the burn get him? No, he will survive in the end as
he's coming in for a man drop right now. He's going to try and stop the
oh, so close.
So close, yet so far.
Oh. Okay, what? Oh! And that looks like the surrender was used, so we have the double Nexus explosion. And what a great game to start off with here, Mendrix.
Yeah, well, I was very impressed by both teams there, especially Team Little Wraith.
Yes, no, they. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the finals, or well, as close as can get, with the death cap on the Jax, as well as looks like Static Shiv was finished off on Sexy Kitten Shelby in the end. His income definitely slowed down towards the end there, despite having by far the most gold in the game. We'll have to nominate an MVP here, Mendrix. There's plenty of candidates on the side of Little Wraith. But
Sexy Kitten.
You reckon? I was saying I want to give it to Forlorn Lee on the Alistair. I thought he played brilliantly.
He definitely deserves it from that little running play that he had there.
He had several times where he pulled off the combo under pressure. I think you're right though. Sexy Kitten Shelby was all over the place today. Great job, and had perfect timing on almost every single ultimate she threw out.
Pretty much, like even if she died, the ultimate could have been placed any better. Really, she got the most amount of bang for the buck every time she threw out that shield that could not be broken.
Okay, yeah. So shout out to Heraklion in the Twitch chat. You played a brilliant Shyvana, buddy. So don't worry about it. There was several ultimates that impressed us here. We look forward to seeing you in the game as well, or the next game rather. There should be a few other teams that these guys will go against Mendrix. Hopefully they allow us to cast them, and I would love to see the guys here. I'll just quickly get that out of the way. Would definitely love to see vulnerability going up in a more even match. I hope you agree.
I definitely do agree. I'd like to see how they match up against someone that is. I mean,
Not Challenger.
To be fair, yeah, let's not Challenger. I mean, it was a good game regardless. Both teams had fantastic plays, and it was just all over the shop. It was non-stop action, and that's all we love to see.
Okay, so stay tuned, ladies and gents. If you go on over to the Game Stuff Facebook, we'll update you when we have some more games to cast. In the meantime, hold tight, and yeah, we'll be back when we can. This is Coldblood and Mendrix signing out for now.
Take care, guys.